So let's look at the second word in awakening coaching, coaching. Coaching is an extremely beautiful, emerging craft, relationship, which is totally transforming the possibilities of the exploration of excellence in all kinds of fields. Coaching literally means a powerful partnership between the coach and the client, which recognizes that all of the resources, the direction, the skills, as well as the awareness of what gets in the way of those being lived, all reside within the client themselves. A good coach is trained to ask the right kinds of questions of the client. A good coach is not a teacher exactly, but draws forth from within the client themselves the resources which they already have to be able to achieve the goals which they've set for themselves. A coach is trained to ask provocative questions, powerful questions, the right kind of questions which can draw forth the capacity, the strength, the wisdom within the client which was previously latent. The original definition of coaching, which has been in use for a much longer time, of course, is in sports. You have basketball coaches who would coach a team to perform at their best. You might have a skiing coach who would coach an individual skier to perform at their best. And there's some interesting things about the original meaning of coaching in a sporting context, because a coach, to be a really good coach, sports coach, does not have to actually be a better sportsman than the person being coached, than the athlete. In fact, a good skiing coach could coach the right athlete to win a gold medal at the Olympics, but probably the coach themselves would not be capable of winning that same medal. A good swimming coach could coach a swimmer to excellence that might be beyond the reach of the coach themselves. A good coach can take the client or the athlete in the sporting context beyond the dimensions that the coach themselves is able to go. This is a very important thing when it applies to other levels of excellence, because a coach, different than a teacher or a mentor, a coach is able to inspire greatness beyond that which they may actually be living in their own lives. In the early 1990s, a wonderful man called Thomas Leonard, who is no longer alive, developed the idea of coaching beyond sports. He took coaching into the possibilities of business, of life coaching, of wellness coaching. Now coaching is practiced as relationship coaching, and the kind of coaching which we teach through our institute is awakening coaching. Now, Thomas Leonard realized that exactly the same model that applies to sports can apply to the rest of life. A good coach could coach, for example, a business leader to be an even more effective business leader, even though the coach themselves may not run a business. A really good coach could coach a performer to bring their greatest gifts forward, an actor to win an Oscar, even though the coach themselves might never get a part in a movie. A really good coach has a different skill than the client that they're coaching. A good coach knows how to recognize and have inspired confidence in the latent skills of the client. In the coaching relationship, the client is the source of everything. The client is the one who has the intuition of their potential. The coach simply asks appropriate questions. The client is the one who recognizes the barriers, the obstacles that must be broken through to realize that potential. The coach simply asks the right questions. The client is the one who recognizes the resources, the success habits that are already in place. The coach simply asks the right questions. And finally, it is the client who is able to set models of success, who is able to set verifiable, smart objectives which can be measured. And the coach can cheer from the sidelines as the client breaks through their own particular threshold. This is the brilliance of coaching, that it returns the power back to the client. The brilliance of coaching is that it allows people to take charge of their own destiny, to set their own goals, and to set their own criteria for measuring the success of those goals.